Good morning. It is Sunday, aka Plan and Prep Day. So I have my meal plan set for the week, and what I do from there is start to determine the tasks I need to do to prep my food, and obviously I make a grocery list as well. I have most of the stuff here today, so I'm going to run out and do a really small, quick, inexpensive grocery, which is great. And I'm just going to start prepping now and do my groceries a little bit later on. So far this morning I boiled 12 eggs for the week. Both my husband and I like to eat hard-boiled eggs as a snack. I've got rice cooking. I have beans cooking in a homemade broth, a homemade veggie broth that I make, and I'll post about that a little bit later on. I'm going to create overnight oats. Let's see, what else did I do? Rice. I have pork tenderloin out for dinner tonight and leftovers all this week. I'll show you. It's a huge pork in my huge colander. I'm not going to show you the rest of my countertop because it's a prep mode disaster right now. But that just comes part and parcel with the whole meal plan and prep. So I'm going to show you how to create overnight oats. I'm doing a variation. I kind of mix it up because although I like to eat the same things almost every day, I kind of want a little variety. So each week I pick a different flavor combination. So week one I just did straight blueberry. Last week I did banana peanut butter, and this week I'm doing cherry chocolate. So let me show you how to make those. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do overnight oats in a jar. They're so easy, it's crazy, but they're super delicious and they're healthy and helps for meal prep and doesn't take long at all. So I'm just going to stand up and walk you through it. So I have these jars. I use 500 ml jars. They come with the snap-on lids. That's what they're called, right? And the two pieces. But I just bought extra twist-on lids. I find them way more convenient, but they both work well, and not like you need these. I also bought a fancy funnel that's specifically for canning, but you don't need a canning funnel. I'm sure a bigger funnel will work just as well. The end might be hard to get stuff in, but you could probably just cut it off if you didn't want to spend the extra on this one. A dollar store funnel will do the trick as well. Okay, so I'm going to do 3 at a time because I have a short work week and I already have one left over from last week. I've done different variations, but today we're going to do cherry chocolate. So I get half of a cup, which is about this size, and I just use the same measuring cup for everything because then that way my measurements are going to be consistent. Plus, when you're doing meal plan and prep, you really want to minimize dishes as much as you possibly can. I'm using overnight oats, quick oats. I just got this from Costco. They're not steel cut or anything, but they were a lot less expensive. And when I double check the ingredients, it is 100% rolled oats, and that is it. So, half of a cup of oats. Now I'm going to do frozen cherries. These are organic dark sweet cherries from Costco, just in the frozen, the frozen fruit section. But you could use any type of frozen cherries. And I'm just going to use half of a cup. When I was eating dairy, I would use frozen cherries, throw those in my Greek yogurt in the morning, and they would thaw. And I would have the most amazingly sweet, perfect yogurt. It was delicious. That's one thing I do miss is my Greek yogurt. I'm gonna throw in some coconut milk. Now, this was already in my cupboard, it's original. I typically look for the unsweetened version of this, but this is what I got, so this is what I'm using. However, I'm using half of a cup, and on the carton, 1 full cup is 70 calories, so I know that half of a cup is only going to be 35. And what I do is I mix milk and water just because it's going to be good enough. It's still going to taste good. And I don't need to use milk for the whole entire thing. However, if you prefer a creamier oatmeal, just walking back and forth to my sink. If you prefer a creamier oatmeal, you can use 1 cup of milk versus half and half. You just, if you're counting the calories or whatever, you just have to realize that it's just going to be a little bit more calories for the milk. But like I said, it's only 70 for a full cup, so not even that many. So half a cup of oats, half a cup of cherries, half a cup of milk, half a cup of water. But they're cherry chocolate, so I wanted to add 1 teaspoon of cocoa. So 1 teaspoon's only, this is a Hershey's cocoa powder, and 1 teaspoon is 10 calories, which isn't much. Just shaking it off here. 1, 1, and 1. Okay. Just to show you what it looks like, I'm going to shake it up. Oh, that was half of a teaspoon. Oh, snap. So I'm going to put another half of a teaspoon, and my rice is done. And 1 more. Sorry about that. I grabbed the wrong measuring spoon. Okay, so I'm just going to put the lid on. I just want to show you what it's going to look like. And I'm just going to shake it up. There we go. Chocolate cherry overnight oats, and put them in the fridge for the week, and then the next morning nuke them at 1 minute, 30 seconds in the microwave, and enjoy. If you have any questions or you make them, comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks.